Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Morning Rae. I'm your host, Lani, and I know last week I said that this week would be a solo ep and a little update episode, but I recorded with Hannah. It's Hannah Eve on Monday last week, so exactly a week ago, and the episode was just so good, and I felt like the conversation was really good, and I knew it would be something that you would all want to hear and would really be able to take tangible takeaways from, and it would be very valuable to people for numerous reasons. And so today's episode, I have Hannah Eve. She is the CEO and founder of The Current Agency. A little bit about Hannah. Hannah created The Current Agency out of her passion for using social media and strategic ways to take on brands to the next level. She believes in creative, badass, no bullshit approaches to marketing, branding, social, and design. At The Current Agency, her job is to guide you down the path of success and help you build the business of your dreams. And she also does this through her course, the Level Up course, which I'm actually enrolled in, and I'm so excited to take. It starts this Thursday that you're listening to it, and I'm so excited. But I know you guys are going to love this episode with Hannah. We talk about everything from her recovery from her eating disorder, going away to university for marketing, starting her own agency basically while she was still in university, then officially starting The Current Agency, now using Clubhouse and leveraging it to network and grow her following and her network and open up doors and opportunities, and what she does in the social media marketing space. You are going to love this episode. Hannah is my birthday twin. She's born also on August 6th, so she's a fellow Leo, and I just know that you are going to love this episode as much as I enjoyed the conversation with Hannah. I love her. Definitely check her out. And until we get into bringing Hannah on, let's go into our weekly intention. So to be more open-minded and curious, I've been really trying to challenge myself to be more spontaneous. And you guys know I've been putting this as a monthly intention for a while now, but I feel like within the past few weeks, it really has come into fruition. I feel like that's a word that I'm using a lot more lately. I don't know why, but fruition is my new shit. And it's to be more open-minded and curious. And I feel like I've been a lot more spontaneous, and that comes with being open-minded and curious and kind of just like open to the opportunities and open to exploring different means and conversations and ideas and concepts and all this stuff. And I just feel like it's very healthy, and it's how you can grow. It's learning how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable and being open to different perspectives and outlooks, and really broadening the way in which you think about making decisions and discussing certain things and the actions that you take. So our weekly intention is to be more open-minded and curious, and I encourage you to do the same because it is our weekly intention. That leads me into the tip of the week, and as always, if you are a new listener, the tip of the week is kind of usually, I would say like always, corresponding to the weekly intention, and it's kind of a tip on how to go about achieving that weekly intention, but it's to challenge your thought process and your reaction. So if you don't know, I am doing cognitive behavioral therapy. I've been doing so for, I want to say like close to 5 months, maybe 6 months, since like October, I want to say last year. Been doing cognitive behavioral therapy, which is basically rewiring the way in which you think and process information and your behaviors and all that good stuff. But I think it's really important to challenge your thought process and reactions. If you're someone who is normally closed-minded to situations that you're not really comfortable with, you're kind of stubborn, by challenging the way that you react and the way you think about certain things can lead you to be more open-minded and see things from a different perspective, see the glass half full as opposed to half empty, see the silver lining. So I'm challenging you to challenge your thought processes and reactions, but let's talk about my current faves. So these kind of tie back in to last week's current faves and as well as this week's weekly intention. But my first one is being downtown. Last week, I spent so much time downtown and I absolutely loved it. I love the vibes. I love the energy. It makes me so fucking excited to move downtown, to be in the thick of it all, as I've been saying. And I just don't know. Like, there's something about being downtown. Call me crazy, but when I'm walking the streets of Toronto in specific, I don't know about other cities, but in Toronto in specific, I've said this to my friend Maya, I don't know. I just feel like a bad bitch. Like, I feel like hot. Like, I feel like I'm walking on a runway. Like, I just feel like I'm the main character when I'm downtown, as crazy as it seems. I know that's like really egotistical, but I just feel like such a hot ass bitch when I'm walking downtown. Like, it feels like hot girl summer, you know? So if you live in Toronto, or if you live near a city that's kind of like Toronto, like New York, Chicago, etc., whatever city that you live nearby, go walk downtown and strut your stuff and just be confident and no one will question you. The second current fave is to be spontaneous. It flies into my weekly intention. I've been being a bit more spontaneous. We'll have like one set plan and then kind of just see where the night takes us. And it's honestly so much fun. I feel like the memories are so much more fun. Like last Saturday, now it's like 2 Saturdays ago for you when you're listening to this, but I got together with one of my friends. The plans were very spontaneous. We had dinner, we had drinks. Then my friend invited us to come to her house in Toronto, and we hung out in the backyard with her friends, and it was just so much fun. And it wasn't really the plan originally. Like, we kind of had like one plan and it led into the next, and it was so much fun. And that's how memories are made. But those are my current faves. I'm going to bring Hannah on next week. I promise there'll be a solo episode, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Hannah. I know you are going to love it. I love her. You're totally going to love this, and enjoy. Here's Hannah. So I'm here with Hannah Eve. Welcome to Morning Rae.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited. I'm so excited for this, honestly.
I'm so excited too. So for those who don't know you, who are you? Where are you from? And what is your zodiac sign?
Ooh, okay. For those of you who don't know me, I am 23. I live in downtown Chicago. I grew up in the suburbs outside of Chicago. I own a marketing agency, so I try to be as helpful as I can in sharing a lot of my knowledge in the marketing and business world on social. So that I'm really big on that, right? Like, not gatekeeping information and sharing, because there's so many things that I had to learn the hard way. So much of what I've used to build a business wasn't taught in school, college, or high school, or anywhere. It's just, things that I had to figure out. So I'm a businesswoman, and I'm pretty outspoken as well about my struggles with mental health. I had a really severe eating disorder for a number of years. So I am pretty open about all of that and what it was like to recover and what it's like to be in recovery now. So that's me. And I try to just be as transparent as possible all the time about everything. So that's me in a nutshell. Just a Jewish girl trying to figure it out. And my zodiac sign, I'm a Leo, August 6th. So I'm like a fiery Leo. And
I'm August 6th.
Shut up. You are? That's weird.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
99.
I'm 97. Wow. That's really strange. That's super weird. What are your other two?
I think it's, I can't remember right now. Gemini is my moon, and I think Libra rising.
Okay, I'm a Virgo for both, which is interesting because they're like pretty different. So like, for example, like, I am the messiest girl in the entire world, but I need it to be clean, like, so
yes.
I like, yeah. So like, that's why like I need to have like my cleaning lady and the whole thing. That's very strange. We have the same birthday. Wow.
We were discussing this before that both of our moms both have Crohn's.
Yeah.
And I feel like I knew you were Jewish, but I didn't remember. I'm also Jewish.
And then we were drinking the same water.
Yes, we both have I normally don't drink this water, but I bought it because it has electrolytes. And I'm getting my second vaccine today, so trying to be proactive.
It's all I drink. The Kardashians drink it, and I'm like, all right, if it's good enough for the Kardashians, it's good enough for me.
Okay, so you touched on how you're very open about recovering from your eating disorder and your whole journey with that. I'd love to hear more about it because I know a lot of my listeners have either recovered from an eating disorder or disordered eating, and they know my journey. I've recovered from I never had an eating disorder, but I would say that I was like very much on the path of orthorexia, struggled with diet culture and being obsessed with the scale and controlling my food. So I'd love to hear your story and your journey to recovery and where you are at now.
100%. Also, I literally just feel like we had a Parent Trap moment, and that was really cute.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. So basically, I think that it's interesting and important to kind of like go back. So my mom was a professional dancer, and they would stand in a circle every Monday and they would literally get raises, like salary raises if they lost weight. So when she was raising me, my mom made she was really intentional about never restricting food.
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Like she literally had like PTSD from that. So I was never told no. We would always have dessert before dinner, which is like really cute and fun. But as a little kid, you don't get told no. Sugar is, like addicting. I was chubby. So it's interesting. And to be honest, that's something that I'm very, it'll be interesting to see how it is with my kids, because it's hard to find the balance, because you don't want to restrict, but you also need to kind of, impose some type of structure, because those foods are literally created to like trigger the reward, like the all those junk foods. They're made for you to be addicted to them, basically, and to not want to stop. So anyway, I was bullied for being chubby, fat when I was little, like super, super young, like first and second grade. I went to this private school, and I got bullied there. I moved and I stopped getting bullied, but I was aware of my weight. And when I was 10, I got diagnosed with celiac. So I was one of the first people, relatively, to have to be gluten-free, because this was 13 years ago and it wasn't a thing. Like my mom and I had to drive to this health food store like 45 minutes away to get gluten-free pasta. Like it wasn't a thing. We had to explain it to restaurants everywhere we went. No one knew what it was. No one knew what gluten was. It wasn't a thing. Like the top 10 allergens were like wheat, dairy, that's it. People did not know what gluten meant. So it was hard for me to find a lot of things to eat. So I kind of unintentionally started to lose weight. And immediately people started to treat me differently. And I was 10. But boys started to have crushes on me. Girls just wanted to be my friend. And again, it's not, I was at this new school and I wasn't being bullied, but still people just treated me differently. And I liked it. And I liked the way I looked. So then there was this shift to it being intentional. And I remember I had a nutritionist, because celiac's autoimmune. They gave me a nutritionist to help me navigate this, and she was concerned with how quickly I was losing weight. And I remember, I've never said this before. I don't know why, but I had this. I remember it so vividly. This pink, like fuzzy robe, and I just grabbed heavy things in my room and I shoved it into my pocket, because she would come to the house, so that when she weighed me, she wouldn't make me drink these like protein shakes. So,
wow.
Yeah. And I was 11 by then, but yeah, I probably turned 11 because I got diagnosed in April when I was 10. Yeah. So that was me trying to, like trick the system. And so it got started really, really, really young. And then from there, it was just this constant battle. Again, at my core, I'm this like chubby kid who loves food. So for me, it was always trying to restrict. I did that from, age 10, whatever, until I was, 15. And then a binging problem started because I couldn't handle it anymore. I kind of snapped. And I think that's a similar pattern that a lot of people have. It's like you do something super regimented, and then eventually you just can't take it anymore and you start to binge. And I got super depressed my junior year. I would like stay home from school, like smoke weed, like eat until I like literally couldn't breathe. And I gained, 20 pounds. And I went to a nutritionist, and I just put that in air quotes, nutritionist, summer going into my senior year of high school. And I wanted to stop binging. I remember listening to an audiobook about how to stop binging. Like I wanted to stop. I was miserable. I didn't like it. Like I didn't like the way my body looked at it. I felt so out of control. And I went to her and I'm like, I would love to like lose 10 pounds, but more than anything, I just want to figure out how to eat like a normal, can I swear or no? Yeah.
You can swear.
Yeah. I'm like, I just like want to learn how to eat like a normal fucking human. And it's devastating to look back on, because had I seen someone else, it could have gone in a different direction. She put me on like so insanely regimented, 6 meals a day, 20 grams of protein at each meal, weighing everything. Weighing everything, even the spinach that I was putting in my egg white omelets, like eating for volume, craziness. Like I had so much anxiety surrounding going to college the next year and not having a kitchen, like awful. And that really was like the catalyst, because that was of course not sustainable. Like I was going to dinner with my family and bringing Tupperware. It was ridiculous. And so, like my dinner every night was 4 ounces of chicken, no salt, and a bag, like those bags, an entire bag of broccoli. Like what?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's when the bulimia started, basically, because I couldn't take it anymore. I was binging still, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm tired of looking like this. And so the bulimia started as basically a form of weight control, which is how I think a lot of people start. And then it quickly spirals into full on addiction and something that's so much bigger than weight. And it becomes about control. And it's a nasty, nasty, nasty. Any eating disorder is nasty and layered and complex, and it's really, really, really difficult to recover from. I'm lucky that I had an amazing therapist. Amazing. I still see her. Her name is Kay Siegel. I always get DMs about her. Unfortunately, like, her wait list is full. She's amazing. But she's a DBT therapist. But I saw her for years and I wasn't getting better. You know, you can't actually recover from something until you want to, deep down. And eventually I decided, I was graduating college, and I'm like, I always thought that it was just going to stop, that I was just going to get better one day, or I'd figure it out. And I'm like, this is not getting better at all. And I have all of these dreams. I want to have a family. I want to have this huge business. And like, here I am, like, throwing up. Like, I can't, like, this isn't getting better. And that's when I really decided, I'm like, I don't even care what I weigh. I just need this to stop. I need to have energy again. And I also found an amazing coach, Jack Gould. I love her. And she helped me a lot when I was already in the recovery process. But that was a really like a big push that I needed to solidify it. And then I never expected to share it. It was a gigantic secret. Like, sometimes, you know, people will be going through something and there's like whispers, you know, there were no whispers. I lived with roommates and they didn't know. No one knew. Like, I was an expert at hiding it in college. Like, I lived in the sorority house and they didn't know. And that was me. Wow. Yeah. And that was me throwing up like all day, every day, everything I ate. And no one knew, you know, and they would just be like, oh my God, I wish I had your metabolism. So one day last year, like a year ago right now, I just felt super called to share it. I was tired of hiding it, and I was tired of contributing to this whole like false reality of the way that women have the bodies they have. Like, because for so long, I know that people were DMing me asking me about my body, and I was lying, you know, like, what's your workout routine? I'm bulimic, you know. And I would like say, you know, Pilates. And thinking about that, it made me, it just, it broke my heart. So I shared every single detail of it. I wrote it up in a blog post, shared it, and I had no expectation of how people would react, but the response was amazing. And so many people felt seen and heard. And, you know, what surprised me was the amount of people that I knew or knew of that were going through something similar. And I had no idea. And so many people are going through the same things. And that was the validation that I needed to start being completely authentic and transparent in every area of my life. And I've really vowed to do that. So that is my long-winded eating disorder story.
Wow. I'm so proud of you for realizing that you just couldn't live like that anymore. And I know it takes, in any sort of thing, whether it be an eating disorder or an addiction to anything, like, you have to get to your own breaking point, unfortunately, in order to make that change. But here you are on a journey to being better. Yes, not every day is going to be perfectly healed and better, and you're still going to have triggers and things come up, but I appraise you, and I'm so proud of you for being open and so vulnerable and sharing that. I think it's so important because, like you said, so many people do hide it and it goes under the rug. And I feel, especially like as a female, there's so much pressure on us to have this perfect figure that, like, it doesn't exist. It can't exist. Like, there's no such thing as being perfect, and your body isn't going to look the same every single day. It's not going to look the same throughout the whole day. Like, your stomach is meant to expand and contract. Like, life is worth living and going out and enjoying a meal, not bringing a meal with you. Or like, food, like, shouldn't be measured all the time. Like, the only time I measure my food is when I'm baking, because I know it's literally like a scientific formula. Like, it's literally like you're doing chemistry in the oven. That's what baking is.
Yes.
But thank you for sharing your story. It was amazing to hear. And hopefully anyone who's listening, maybe if they're struggling or they're in recovery, this will be like inspiring to them to get that help and to keep on going.
Yeah, and the people that I follow now, like people like you, like whenever I see your content, like whether it's a reel or a post, it's like, okay, yes, that's the reminder I need. I'm doing the right thing. So to anyone listening, I mean, really pay attention to the people that you follow in real life and on social, and the way that your content makes the way their content makes you feel.
Yes, so important. I always say that. Like the 5 top people you surround yourself in real life, the same theory applies to the 5 top content creators or people you follow on social media. Even if you're not consciously aware of how their content is impacting you, it's impacting you the way you think, the way you make decisions, how you think about yourself, how you think about others, all of it.
100%.
So we're going to pivot into a bit more of a career focus. But what did you study, and did you always see what you're doing now as your career when you were younger?
I studied marketing, but I'm a firm believer that what you study doesn't really matter. So if you want to go to college, which is great, or university, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. Just study whatever you want. Study whatever's fun for you, whatever's interesting. Unless you're on some specific trajectory, like you want to become a doctor, where obviously you have to major in something specific. Like for marketing, I didn't learn anything in school that actually applies to what I do. So, that's that. And that's a huge reason I have a masterclass now. And that's a huge reason why I created it, because I think people put so much emphasis on those 4 years or however long you're going to school for. And then so many people graduate and they're like, wait, I actually didn't learn anything that I wanted to learn. Did I see myself doing what I'm doing now? Yes, I always envisioned myself as the boss. I grew up with a single mom that was the founder, the president, the CEO, all the things. And I always saw myself working for myself. I did think that I was going to do something else for a little bit. I thought that I would work at some big agency. So I guess that was kind of different. I just jumped to it a little bit quicker. And I've always loved marketing. So yeah, I guess I am doing what I always thought I would.
I feel like I'm the same with you. I'm studying marketing too. I'm actually finishing up my undergrad. I'll be done in December. But even like my job right now, everything I've done career-wise has been from my own learning and my own networking. And it's, yes, like some things from school apply, but I wouldn't, like if I had just done school and I hadn't gone out and started my Instagram page or explored and learned on my own time, I wouldn't have the skill set or the knowledge that I do. Like school doesn't teach you enough unless like you're going into being a doctor, or maybe even like being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50rae and use code 50rae for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50rae and use code 50rae, 50rae for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Rae. Even like, okay, so in Canada we have college, which is more kind of like, I would say it's more like trade school. So like you would do like interior design, or it's like more hands-on learning, less theory approach, a lot more projects, versus university is more theory, like it's seen as like better in quotations. And like, unless like even from then, like I feel like you only learn once you actually go outside and you put yourself in that career and you experience the job, because you can only learn so much, and then it's the experiences that really teach you and your self-learning outside of school.
Totally. Like my senior year, so my last year of university, I was learning how to write an ad for radio. And yeah, and I'm like, what? Like my professors, like great people, none of them had social media accounts. And do some of the marketing principles from decades ago still apply? Sure. But more than anything, social media and digital marketing completely transformed the entire media industry, especially marketing. And I just wasn't taught anything that I needed to build a business. And I'm a firm believer that the education system really was created to build the middle class when you think about it. So if you're trying to achieve anything beyond that or anything besides that, you're going to have to look elsewhere. So exactly, it's a lot of just figuring it out. And with you, think about how many things you've had to YouTube, whether it's getting this podcast set up or just Googling how to create a random graphic or, and I'm the same way. I've always had random business ventures and that's how I figured it out. Also, I've learned a lot from the mistakes I've made because you make mistakes and that's when you figure it out. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're always on Clubhouse. What is your opinion on Clubhouse? Why do you think people should leverage it? Why are you always there? What's going on in Clubhouse? Tell me about it.
Okay, so I got on Clubhouse to literally just support a girl that was in my masterclass. So I teach this masterclass called Level Up. It's on Zoom. I get really, really close with the girls. And one of the girls, Eden, the way that I end every week is I have them say something they're proud of themselves for. And Eden said she was proud of herself for getting this Clubhouse room off the ground. And I'm like, okay, I'll go and support her. And, lo and behold, it was one of the largest rooms on the app and she was absolutely crushing it. And I loved it. I had no expectation of it. I was literally just going to listen and support her. And I really, really enjoyed it. And it kind of just took off from there. But it was during a time, it was like February, March, where it was still cold here in Chicago. It wasn't open yet. I was really bored. Even just while I was sitting here working, I wanted something on in the background. So I had a lot of time to dedicate to it. And because I was on it so much, I made a lot of really amazing relationships, like really, really, really strong relationships. So I think it's interesting to compare two of the most prevalent new platforms right now, TikTok and Clubhouse. TikTok being incredibly short form video, Clubhouse being very long form audio. So the audience that you're going to get on Clubhouse is a lot smaller, but they're very engaged and there's something incredibly intimate about voice. So I definitely need both pieces of it, but more than anything for me, the relationships that I've formed, they're just amazing. Like I'm going to New York tomorrow and I have a week full of meetings and coffees and everything just with people, incredible people that I've met on Clubhouse. Like just in what other worlds can you just randomly open an app and you're literally speaking to the CEOs, the Fortune 500 companies and presidents of prestigious magazines. And it's just like, and founders of, it's just wild. So that's why I love it. And there's a place for everyone on Clubhouse. So I would definitely encourage you to get on it. It's fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, I was into it for a bit. I feel like I go in waves with it, but it's really nice to have it on in the background. And I do agree, like the relationships that you can make through there, it's essentially networking. It's networking from your home without leaving anywhere. You're essentially going to a conference because there's so many people. You can be taken up onto the podium to speak and everything. And I think it's incredible. And I definitely want to use Clubhouse more. I really liked it when I started using it, and I just kind of fell off the bandwagon. I have all the notifications. I always see like Hannah Eve is like talking, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I get it. Like if I hadn't spent so much time and built like a presence there, I don't know if I I get it. Like, I don't know. It's just like a lot to take on, like a new platform. And so I kind of just like slipped into it. So I feel you. And clearly whatever you're doing is working very well. So
thank you. Okay, So you spoke about this briefly, how you're your own boss. So you run the current agency. Tell me a little bit about it, how it came to be, what you guys do, what do you offer, all the good stuff.
So I started running Instagram accounts for businesses for fun in college. I actually wanted to teach Pure Barre. A Pure Barre was opening on campus, and I went to school in Bloomington, Indiana, and like the only thing there was the school. There weren't like cute workout places, so it was a huge deal that Pure Barre was opening. They wouldn't hire me as a teacher because they weren't hiring any college students. So I'm like, okay, I am studying marketing. Let me know if you want any help with marketing. And they hired me for like $10 an hour. and that was my first client in retrospect. My internships were all marketing, and I just tried to do a really good job there to form relationships. And I just kept reaching out to people, and word of mouth kicked in, and I ended up graduating college with a pretty full list of clients. Somewhere along there, I had to name it and, get my LLC and formalize the business and all of that. It's crazy. So it started with just running Instagram accounts, and now here we are a number of years later. I have 5 employees. So we still specialize in social media management, but the scope of services has just expanded. So we also do a lot of influencer campaign management, graphic design, paid ads, web design, just really everything that falls under like the digital marketing umbrella. And then this year, a lot changed because and this is something I never expected, started this whole educational component with my masterclass. It's called Level Up. I created that out of necessity because I kept getting the same questions over and over and over when my TikTok started to kind of gain some traction, and I didn't have time to get back to everyone individually. So we've been talking so much about how you go to college or university, you don't learn what you actually want to learn. That's why I created Level Up, to basically like pour all of that into a masterclass. So now that's a huge piece of what I do as well. So there's the client side, and when we're working with clients, we work with, I like to say, just really anyone that I would be a customer of. So like luxury, health, wellness, hospitality, beauty brands, a lot of celebrities and influencers as well, especially lately, which is really fun. So we're basically just a boutique digital marketing agency, and we're an all-women staff. It's really amazing. And then Level Up is women only also. So I'm either helping businesses grow with my female team, or I'm teaching women how to start and scale their businesses or their marketing agencies. So that's what I do.
Wow, I love that. I feel like my agency that I work for Green Fresh Media. Kind of similar. We do a lot of influencer campaigns. We do paid ads. We do social media management. I'm managing majority of our clients' social medias, which I was actually saying to my boss, he's like, let me know when you can't like manage anymore. I was like, Kyle, I can't log into any more accounts on my phone. He's like, maybe we'll get you another phone for Instagram. But it's pretty similar, but that's amazing. What would you say your favorite part of your job is and your least favorite part?
My favorite part is actually Level Up, because there's nothing more fulfilling than getting to empower another woman. A lot of the women who take it are women who are like college aged or just graduated college and are looking to start their business, whether it's a marketing agency or, a clothing boutique or whatever. So much of what I try to integrate is confidence and mindset. So there's nothing more fulfilling than being part of a woman realizing what she's capable of and then doing it. That's just like, and you can't compare it. But then on the other side of it, I love just looking at something like beautiful, like a graphic or a website or just a social feed, and knowing that we did that. Like we just designed apparel for P-Volve. I don't know if you're familiar with like P-Volve. It's like a workout. Yeah. And like I went into the studio and to be able to like hold the shirt that we made, and see it hanging up, like that was so cool. So cool. So I love like seeing my work in the wild, or our work in the wild. Oh God, something that I don't like. There's no consistency and there's no predictability. So like, for example, my winter was like amazing. And like crazy, crazy, crazy. I had so many clients coming in, and that's when Level Up was, I had 5 sections at once and it was sold out. And now just the nature of business, it's summer, things are opening up, and it's a little bit of a lull for me. So times like these actually are super, super challenging, because I was talking about this the other day. I think it's really, they place so much emphasis on a goal, whatever it is, but it's really, really hard to sustain that once you've hit it. So pushing through a plateau in business and getting back up, because it isn't a straight line, and it can feel super frustrating when you're like, why is the same thing that I was doing 3 months ago eliciting such a different result now, right? And like, even the TikTok algorithm is the same way, and it can feel like you're pedal to the metal and the car isn't moving, and it's so frustrating. And there's no boss in place who can give you comfort. That's me, so I have to be the one to assure my team when we're in a month that's a dip or a lull or whatever, that it's fine and it's part of the nature of being in this business, and that everything's good. So that's my least favorite part. Of course, I wish it could just be a stable increase every single month, but that's not realistic.
Yeah, for sure. And I even as like an influencer, I hate using that word, content creator, like I experience that, like even like with my growth, with like between like growth, like on my platforms and working with brands, like right now I'm a little overwhelmed, but like I'm really hyped. Like I'm working with a lot of amazing brands. But a month or so ago, like I want to say like 2 months ago, like I was barely getting any emails or brand deals. I'm like, okay, so now what? Like I haven't changed anything. Like why is it suddenly a low? But that's how it works. Like it's not always going to be like this uphill like growth. Like it's going to plateau out. And I think that's what makes us appreciate when we do see growth and when we do experience all these exciting opportunities and projects. We appreciate them so much more, because we know that it's not always going to be like that. It's going to slow down and it's going to speed up. And that's what makes it so interesting and fun. But it's important to know to push through. It's kind of like if you start any new skill, you're not going to improve consistently. You're going to say like you're learning to like lift heavy weights. You're not going to always be able to lift heavier every single time you lift. Sometimes you're going to have to lift lighter than you did the last time, but that doesn't mean you lost any progress. Who knows, next time you could lift twice as heavy.
Completely. And my therapist painted it. She told me this visual one time. It's like, imagine you are, I don't even know why these details matter, but it does. She's like, imagine you're in this really dark room and there's just this staircase, and it's just like illuminated by this white light, just so that you have a visual. You've been climbing up so many stairs, and just if you come back down a few, you're not at the bottom. You've still gone up all of those stairs. So it's realizing, and I'm someone that likes to think in extremes. So remembering that, like if I'm, if I'm, for example, like making less one month than I did the previous month, my narrative goes to like, I'm a failure, like I can't do it. Like, and I have to say like, no, look at everything that you're doing. This is amazing. This is so cool. Like this is everything you ever dreamed of. Like you're doing great, like relax, but it's hard. I'm definitely really hard on myself. Yeah. And that isn't helpful because then when you're operating from that, it's like the definition of a scarcity mindset. Opportunities aren't going to come to you, and I'm not that. It's like when you're in an abundance mindset, more abundance follows. Like when you're feeling so amazing about your career, that's when you're just networking in your daily life because you're so excited and you're so happy and opportunities are falling into your lap. So it's that active commitment. Like I'm sitting here like with my journal and all the stuff that I'm going to do after this on the days that you don't feel like it, because that's what you ultimately need to do to get back on track. So, and same goes for eating. Like that's the hardest. It's easy when things are easy.
Yeah, I love that. And to wrap it up, I'm going to ask 1 or 2 more questions and then we'll wrap it up. For someone looking to pursue a career similar to yours in marketing, what is your biggest piece of advice?
Well, not promotional, just genuine. Take Level Up, because that's why I created it. like truly. And I'm more than happy. If anyone listening wants to take it, just DM me that you found it from the podcast and I'll hook you guys up with some type of a code or something. But if that isn't in the cards, don't wait. Literally, there's no reason to wait. Don't wait until you finish a class or until you think that, don't wait. There's no reason. Start today. And if you don't know where to start, use yourself as a guinea pig. Build your own website. Everyone should have like some type of a personal website or something. Offer to work for a family friend for free. Tell them that you're looking to pursue this career and you're wanting to build your portfolio. Just start making graphics and building websites and trying to grow a company's social media presence. Name your company. Put up business cards in a coffee shop. Just don't wait for anything and really approach your career with confidence. It is very rarely the most qualified person that gets hired. There are people far less skilled than you doing so much more than you simply because they're doing it. So go out there and get it. Just literally start and walk into a room, network with everyone you meet, introduce yourself to the owner of a coffee shop that you go into every day, tell them what you're doing and that you're open to work, offer to help, and you'd be surprised by how much you can achieve simply by tapping into your own network. We really, really, really underestimate the importance of our networks and our confidence. Those are the two biggest things, far more important than your actual skill set.
I love that. And I stand behind that so much. I feel like so many people are like, I'm going to do it when it's like this time or when I achieve XYZ. Like no time is going to be the perfect time to start anything, no matter what it is, no matter if it's a project in your life, a venture, starting a business, whatever it may be. Just start and you'll figure out as you go. I think Michael Bosstick said this from the Skinny Confidential, but launch fast and adjust later. Like best advice. Like I started this podcast. I decided on a Tuesday that I was going to start this podcast. By Thursday, I had my teaser out. By the following Monday, I had my first episode out. Do you think I knew everything about podcasting? No, I figured it out as I went. The same thing with my social media. I started it for fun in first year and now look where I am. Like it's essentially like, yes, it's my side hustle, but I make more money from my social media ventures and everything than my full-time job. So, and that's what got me my full-time job. So just like start and stop like being so hard on yourself, because if you show that you're willing to show up, put in the effort, the time, the energy, and you're confident, then who cares if you have X degree at X university or you have a million skills? You learn as you go. Most of the time, they're going to have to train you anyhow if you're starting a job, or you're going to learn as you go if you start on your own path.
Completely. I love that podcast so much, by the way. One of my absolute favorites. And it's true, like, how would it have served you if you just, stumbled around reading and, waiting to launch your podcast until you felt like an expert? It's exactly what we were talking about before. There's so much that you can't learn unless you're simply doing it hands-on. And take advantage of the fact that we're living in this incredible digital Google age where you can literally figure anything out. You can figure it out. Like when we're having issues with the microphone or whatever, like you can figure it out. You can watch a tutorial. You are a competent person. If you're listening to this, you're already smart for being here. Like you can do it. You can figure it out. Just start. The work that you put out today should be a lot less good, a lot worse than the work you put out a year from now. Just look at Mickey Mouse. The first Mickey Mouse was like so creepy and weird, right? But like they had to put out that weird, creepy version in order for Mickey Mouse to turn into what Mickey Mouse is today. Like that's just the nature of anything. Apple, Amazon, they started from a garage. Like that's why we get a new phone every year, because everyone is constantly making new discoveries and having new realizations and getting customer feedback. Like just start. Waiting will not serve you. And if you think you're busy, life is going to throw a pandemic or something at you or whatever, and you're going to be really busy next week. So just start.
Preach it.
Just start.
And normally I ask at the end like one piece of advice, but I feel like we've given so many good tidbits. So plug yourself out, Hannah. Where can the listeners find you? Where can they take Level Up? Give me all the deets. We'll give them all the deets.
I was trying to think of one piece of advice, but my brain is just not even. We gave a lot.
Or it can be a quote, but I feel like we've already given so many good tidbits. So
I'll share a good quote. I have to look it up. Hold on. It's very, very profane, but Okay, this is from my therapist. This is a quote. Ready? Figure your shit out. Fuck feelings. Choose the behavior that you're going to engage in because of the outcome you want, regardless of how you feel. Fuck your feelings. Inspiration is for amateurs. Do the fucking work. So.
I love that. I need that. You need to text me
I will.
that.
It's hard because so many of us, like we're these intuitive beings and we talk about all of that, which is amazing, but like you're not going to feel like doing it every day. And it's great to listen to your body. Obviously, sometimes you actually have to rest and that's super important. But like if you only work on the days that you feel 100%, there's no way that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And like it's not always, you're not always going to love the process. It's just being super focused. Like the whole notion of doing what you love every day, you'll never work a day in your life. Like, no, I don't love everything I do, but I'm obsessed with the business I'm building. So that's why I'll stay up until 2 a.m. doing the things that I don't like. So I'll read it one more time and then I'll plug myself. Figure your shit out. Fuck feelings. Choose the behavior that you're going to engage in because of the outcome you want, regardless of how you feel. Fuck your feelings. Inspiration is for amateurs. Do the fucking work. She said that to me and I'm like, wait, I need to type that.
I love it.
Okay, I'll plug myself. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Hannah Eve. So like It's Hannah Eve. And then really everything is there. DM me. I would love to talk to you guys. My business, The Current Agency, is linked in my bio there as well. And there you can find information about Level Up. So if you go to It's Hannah Eve, the link in my bio is always about Level Up. Level Up is my masterclass. It's live with me on Zoom. I don't do any one-on-one coaching anymore. So it's the most intimate way to work with me or get coached by me. It's once a week for 6 weeks, live on Zoom, and I really go through everything you need to know to become a booked out social media manager, whether you're looking to build a side hustle or an actual marketing agency, or you just want to learn how to use marketing to build a business, whether you're like, if you're an esthetician or you own a clothing studio or a body care, whatever it is, Level Up is for you. It's an incredible community of international women. I've had women from Australia, London, just everywhere around the world take it at this point. Obviously a ton of Canada. So I would love to have you guys. I'll create some code. I probably should have done that before. So just DM me if you want to take it and I'll hook you guys up. And if you are looking to work with a current agency in a client capacity, DM me as well, or you can always email me. It's hannah@thecurrentagency.co. So that's me, but I'd love to connect with all of you guys, and that's my shtick. But this was so fun. This was actually so fun. Oh my God.
It was so fun.
Literally.
Yes, I love that. And I love how we figured out that we're
twins.
We're basically like sisters, August.
Literally
6th.
Twins.
I love it. Yes, twins.
That's crazy.
Just
yeah.
2 years.
I was just like taking my trip around the sun and I'm like, yep, it's time. The world needs you.
I love that. But thank you so much for coming on Morning Rae, Hannah. It was amazing having you, and I really think the listeners have enjoyed this episode. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe as it really helps support Morning Rae. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys. Bye.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.